Alright guys, today's goal, the learner will understand what a rational function is and how to graph it. A rational function has a rule given by a fraction whose numerator and denominator are polynomials and whose denominator is not 0. I've mentioned that many times. Parent function, y equals 1 divided by x. There's a graph of it right here. The domain is notice how it says all real numbers not equal 0. That's because there's a vertical asymptote right there at x equals 0 and a horizontal one at y equals 0. So it is equaling every other number except for 0 for those two. It's not always that, but for the parent function it is. Okay? So let's take a look at trying to graph one here. Alright. So the standard form, y equals a divided by the quantity x minus h plus k. The vertical asymptote, x equals h, y equals k. So you say we need to graph x equals -2, y equals -1, and I know a is 2, which would mean vertical stretch by a factor of 2. So I'm not sure what happened with copying this graph over, but I'll figure it out later. So graph the vertical and horizontal asymptote first. So x equals -2. Go left 2. That's where x is equal to -2. Y equals -1. Now every time we do this, we go to make a table to graph it. You pick two numbers to the left of -2 of h, which is -2, so you go -4, -3. Two numbers to the right of it, -1, 0. Plug them in to this equation right here. Plug in the x values, calculate the y values, okay? So if you do that, you would get -4 plus 2 is -2. 2 divided by -1, -2. Plug in the -3. You get -3. So graph those 2 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And -3, 3. So there's those two. Plug in the -1. You get 1, plug in the 0, you get 0. So -1, 1, 0, 0. So there is your graph. Okay? So let's try another one here. Graph the function compared to the parent. Okay, so, well, since a is 4, that means a vertical stretch by a factor of 4, shifted right 5 units and up 6, because h is 5, y is 6, so we are going to need to graph these. X equals 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y equals 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make the table. You pick two numbers to the left of h. So 3, 4, 7, 8. 3 minus 5 is -2. 4 divided by -2. -2 plus 6, 4. So 3, 4. Plug in 4, you get 2. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 4, 2. Plug in 7, you get 8. Plug in 8. Oh, wait, I missed one. I'm going to change this. Instead of 7 and 8, I'm going to do 6 and 7. So I know I get 8 there. If I plug in 6, I get 10. So 6, 10 would be up here. And then 7, 8 would be right there. So there is our graph. Okay. So hopefully, guys, this is making sense. It's not difficult. So here we go. Graph the function and compare it to the parent function. That is your homework, guys. Get ready to roll. Make sure you try to attempt to graph this and bring it to class.